What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're actually going to be doing like a drop fade with like a shaggy sort of curtains on top. That's easy to maintain for somebody who doesn't have a little bit more time in the morning and just who likes to get up and go. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. I hope you enjoy the video, guys, and don't forget to leave a comment. So before starting this haircut, guys, we're actually going to put in our horseshoe section first. So we've brushed it all back to where it wants to be. So when you're creating your horseshoe section, you want to make sure that there's no kinks coming up, so you know that it's going to be sitting rightly. All the way to the crown as well. Exact same on the other side, and we're just going to go through and pull down. So now we've created a nice horseshoe section. We're going to start with our foundation line that would be going around on both sides, making sure the hair's well saturated. And now we're going to work in diagonal sections and through to our desired length. Making sure you follow that guide all the way back. As you see, we've got a nice flow already coming through to the back here. As you can see, we've only come across here. We haven't gone down here because we're actually doing a fade by here. And then we'll repeat the same steps on the other side. So now that we've done the sides, guys, we're going to start working with the top section. So we're going to section out, brush it all back, and we're going to go from growth pattern to growth pattern, the widow's peak, all the way back down to the crown. So we've got a cow's lick here, so then we're going to go through the middle of that so it sits well on both sides. So a lot of people do a middle part in, straight down the middle, and you've got one side that really kinks up and then the other side that sits down like nicely like this, and you don't want that because that's not in the middle and that's not where the shape will be. Come through the middle but in an angle. Starting from the curve here at the back, and I'm going to bring it out and connect it to the guide that I've already got. And as I come forward, I'm going to angle outwards because we want to keep and maintain the length and the heaviness at the front here. So if you wanted it to come forward here, it still lies nice and soft here. And if you wanted to come back, it also still lies nice and soft. And then we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Now we have finished connecting our sides, guys. So we want to create that sort of line at the top where it's going to be a lot longer at the front here, so we can play with it a lot more and, like, you know, really move those curtains out that he likes to have. And then we're going to sort of like keep the length at the back here, but we want to still have that nice shape. So at the front is where we're going to be starting here, and if you see that I've got my short bit here and my short bit here from when I was connecting to the sides. So we're going to go off there, and then we've got a nice square shape, and then we're going to move back. So when we're moving back now, we're going to follow it like a profile section, coming back. So there, so now we have our profile section. Move through the same process over. So now we finished with the top, the length. He's got a lot of thick hair here, so we do want to take out some of this weight but still keep the same style. If I went in there with the thinners, you're going to be changing the shape of the hair, but I'm going to go in with my feather razor. We are still keeping the same shape, we're only taking weight out of the same style. So making sure that all the hair is wet, we're just going to razor it down. And then that will be a lot easier for him to maintain and style it after the haircut. Adding a little bit of salt spray, guys, just to sort of pre-blow dry the hair, just so we can get that shape for when we do the sides. So when we're blow drying the hair back, it's because that's where the hair naturally wants to sit. Then we can actually put in the fade. So now that we've blow dried it all in place, guys, we're going to start with our number 4 guard. And the reason why I'm starting with a 4 guard is because the hair, I want it to be making sure that I'm not taking too much off. Usually I'd go in with a 3, but I'm going to go in with a 4 today, just so that we can make sure that we don't take too much off. Then it leaves room for error then, if we use a number 4. So now we're going to put our 0 line in. We're going to making sure that we take it pretty low this time, because we want to keep it as much darkness around this area as possible. Making sure that we hold our clippers upside down, and then we want to follow the shape of the head as well. Making sure that we connect it both sides equally, so nice and even on both sides. Moving on to our trimmers, our shortest trimmers as well, and just cleaning up all the hair underneath the 0 line that we've just created. So we're going to go in with our 0.5 guard and create our first guideline, guys. Going up about half a finger width. And then we're going to go straight into our 1 guard closed and create another guideline just above that 0.5 guard. And now we're going to move back down to our 0.5 guard open, and we're going to just descend down a little bit and knock out that in between guard out. Just using the corners, making sure that we blend nicely. So now we put in this guide, we're going to actually descend down then. So as we started with a number 4 guard, we're going to actually start with a 3 guard open. But just before that, we're going to push out fringe here, just clip it out of the way so there's no hair coming down. So we're working with just this bit here, and we don't take off any of that fringe area just in case. down to a 3 guard. Moving to our 1.5 guard open, which is basically just a shorter version of the 2 guard. Close about halfway. And then close all the way. Moving on to our 1 guard open, still descending. We're more using the corners of the blades rather than the whole blade itself. We're doing this because we don't want to take off more than that we need to. It might take a little bit longer, but the work will always be cleaner. Back down to our 0.5 guard open, and we're still using the descending technique. Closing little bit by little bit. And just using the corners now. So now we finish with our descending, we want to knock out the bottom line here that we created with our zeros. Start fading upwards now. And we don't want to take it up much at all, so we're going to use the corners of our trimmers again. And then with our clippers, we're going to start with a closed guard, well, no guard closed, and open up a click at a time until you're basically rubbing out that line as you go up. We're going to start lining up. We're not going to push it back so much because we want to keep it as natural as possible, but still keeping it dark as possible as well. A bit of trimmer over comb just to sort of take out any longer bits that we might have missed through the haircut, and making sure that we keep a nice shape to it as well. So we're not taking anything off above it, we're just creating a nice softer shape. So the process is finished there, guys. But what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to the other side and then the back as well. And then we're going to come back and do some refining just to make it look that extra clean. So now that we've finished with the other side, guys, we're going to move on to some refining work. So I like to use some point cut in here and just going in on those dark spots so that the fade is more cleaner. Just sharpening up the line that we've already created. We're not pushing back at all. So that's the haircut, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If there's any questions, please leave them in the comment section. And until next time.